Crops and agriculture we deal. Crops in India can be categorized into three types of crops. Yes, food crops, cash crops, and fiber crops. So food crops are the crops that we eat, which are grown for our eating. Cash crops are the crops which give us raw material, and from industrial development is done we earn the money. Fiber crops are the crops which give us material for making things. So food crops are paddy, wheat, and millets. Okay, you all know millets are dry land crops that are often referred to as coarse grains, small grains. They are mostly grown in peninsular India. Peninsular India means southern part of India. Dear students, we have studied in last chapter peninsula. Peninsula, where is the peninsula? Corn and barley are eaten by people who live in the hills. Pulses are grown in all parts of India. You all know pulses, dal, है ना? Every day your mama might be cooking pulses. Now about the cash crops. Cash crops are the raw materials used for various large scale and small scale industries. They bring the country good revenue as we can export them to other countries. Cash crops that are grown on large pieces of land called plantations are called plantation crops. Plantation crops means which can be grown on a large scale and cash. Now the cash crops of India are fiber crops, oilseeds. The cotton grows well in the black soil of Malwa Plateau. It is grown mainly in Maharashtra and Gujarat. We have seen where is the black soil growing. Yesterday we have discussed this thing about the black soil, and jute is also called the golden fiber. Students, you should underline this. Jute is called as the golden fiber. Assam, Odisha are the chief jute producing states. Bags, carpets, and ropes are made from jute. Now we move towards the other part, that is oilseeds. Oilseeds are that crops from which we take out the oil. Yes, oil is used for cooking also. You put oil in your hairs also. Body massage is also done. So different types of oils are there and different types of seeds are grown by which we get the oil. Oil seeds such as groundnut, mustard, coconut, linseed, castor seed provide oil for cooking. Mustard is commonly grown in wheat producing areas. Groundnut is grown in Maharashtra and Gujarat. Groundnut, you know students, it is मूंगफली है ना, मूंगफली तेल. मस्टर्ड यानी सरसों का तेल. Coconut, you all know, linseed मतलब तिल्ली का तेल. Now during winter season we eat this linseed oil and castor oil. Castor oil is used only in the massage and other purposes. Castor oil we are not using for cooking purposes. Okay students. So this was about the oil seeds. Because without oil, our food is not able to cook. So for cooking purpose, we need the oil. So different types of oil is used in different parts of India. Southern India they use coconut oil. We in northern India we use groundnut oil and mustard oil. You may ask your mama ki which type of oil she is using in her cooking, students, and you can let me know in the next class which type of oil is used in your kitchen by your mama. Now we move towards the plantation crops. Plantation crops are which are on a large scale grown. Tea, coffee, and rubber are the plantation crops, means which are only used for planting. Okay, and they earn the money. Tea, coffee, and rubber are the plantation crops. Tea is a beverage crop. Beverage means beverage crops means which are used for drinking. Here, students, as tea, coffee, we use for drinking, so they are called as beverage crops. Assam, Darjeeling, in West Bengal and Nilgiri hills of Tamil Nadu. These are the important places where coffee has been grown. And for tea, Assam and some parts of Himachal Pradesh also, the tea is grown. India is the largest producer of tea in the world. Yes. See, India is exporting in the world also. So large scale of tea is produced in India and it is produced in the tea gardens of Assam, Darjeeling in West Bengal and Nilgiri hills of Tamil Nadu. We get coffee from coffee beans. Coffee, a popular beverage in southern India, is grown in Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. See, in northern India we drink tea. Yes, in a day twice or thrice people drink tea. Yes, in your family also, your grandparents, your parents might be drinking tea. Yes, you might have also sometimes tasted the tea. Yes or no, students? Have you tasted tea? How many of you like tea, na? You don't like milk. Okay. And coffee. See, coffee we prepare rarely. Sometimes in some family, coffee is also prepared daily, every day, like tea. But southern Indian people, sir, they usually drink only coffee. So coffee is grown mostly Kerala, Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. Dear students, so this was about the beverage crops, tea and coffee. Now we move towards the another beverage crop, that is rubber. You all know about rubber. It is very useful. Yes, the first rubber plantation was set up in the state of Kerala. Rubber is very useful crop. It is used to make tires, footwear, sports goods, and mattresses. Yes, and very useful. See, if rubber is not there, then there would be no tires. And no tires means our cars, vehicles won't be moving. We can't move from one place to another. Yes, students. So these words about the tires. Tires are very footwears. Yes, footwears are also essential part of our daily life. We need without footwear we can't walk outside of the room also. So footwear, sports goods, your favorite thing you all like. Yes, playing tools so that are also made from the rubber. Mattresses, yes, we need mattresses for spreading on the bed, on the floor. So that are also important part which we get from the rubber. So rubber is also an essential crop grown and it is also grown mostly in southern part of India. Yes, students. Now we move towards the next part, that is fruits and vegetables. Yes, it's you like very much. Yes, you may be eating in your breakfast time, in your brunch time. Okay, so fruits and vegetables are grown all over India. Yes, and these fruits and vegetables they are grown according to the climatic condition and the seasons. Yes, according to seasons you eat fruits and vegetables. And now, do you get mango or watermelon, muskmelon? No. Now we have winter season, so we get such type of fruits. We get apple, lot of apple, orange. Yes, carrots are there. So according to seasons and climatic conditions, we get the fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables are grown all over India. Apple is grown in the colder states of Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Uttaranchal. Yes, you might have visited Himachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir, Uttaranchal there. In every house, as we are growing the rose plants and that tulsi in that Himachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir, they are growing apple trees. In each house, we can find apple tree. Every house has grown a apple tree. Banana is grown in Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra. Students. Now, orange is cultivated in Maharashtra, Uttaranchal, Himachal Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. Yes, you all might be liking orange also. Orange is a citrus fruit, vitamin C you get, and juicy fruit. Grape cultivation is done in the states of Uttaranchal, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka. So, grape cultivation is done in which part? Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra. So, these are the states where grapes are cultivated. Now you will start getting grapes also. Yes, grapes is also grown in colder and the moderate type of climate. Because in hot climate, grapes are not grown. So in Rajasthan, we don't find grape plants. It is grown in the colder plants and the moderate climate, southern India, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh. These are the places where grapes are also grown. Vegetables commonly grown in India include radish, carrot, potato, onion, ladyfingers, spinach, tomatoes. Yes, students, be ready. I'm going to ask you that favorite fruits and favorite vegetables, okay, after my explanation. So, this was about the fruits and vegetables. And see, this carrot, tomato, apple, they keep us very strong. They help us to gain our eyes also. So every day you people should eat these things. Spinach. Yes, I hope many of you might be not liking the spinach to eat spinach vegetable. But you know the one cartoon character whose favorite is spinach. Yes, I'm going to ask this also. Name the character who likes the spinach very much. Yes, students, audible, audible, Piyush audible, Rachel audible. Yes, okay. So this was about the fruits and vegetables. Now the agriculture in Tamil Nadu. Each state of India is unique. Yes. Now we are going to study about the different states where which crops are grown. So each state of India is unique. Yes. Each state has its specialities. Tamil Nadu in South India is leading producer of combo, that is millet. Millet means small grains. It can be jowar, bajri. You might have seen small seeds are there. Corn, rye, groundnuts, oil seeds, and sugarcane. India. At present, Tamil Nadu is also India's second biggest producer of rice. Yes, see, students, you know rice needs plenty of water. So it is grown in the coastal plains because their water is available on large scale. Yes, so Tamil Nadu is the second biggest producer of rice. Agriculture in Tamil Nadu. Agriculture in Tamil Nadu is heavily dependent on the river water and monsoon rains. Yes, and the river they get from the Kaveri river. Paddy is the known for rice only. Other name for rice is the main crop raised in three crops. The first crop is known as Kuruvali, the short-term crop. So rice is the main crop and it is grown in three crops with the three crops. Three ways means in a year it is grown three times. The first crop is known as Kuruvali, the short-term crop, with a duration of 3.5 to 4 months between June, July, and October, November. The second crop called the Thaladi has duration of 5 to 6 months from October to February, March. And third is Samba, the long-term crop that has duration of almost 6 months from August to January. So this is the duration of crop growing in southern India, Tamil Nadu. Dear students, Tamil Nadu is also as the home of Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, known as the father of Green Revolution in India. Students, you know what is Green Revolution? Green Revolution is the method by which more and more crops can be grown and faster using scientific methods. Clear students, you can underline this. Green Revolution is a method of growing more and more crops using scientific methods. So, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan was the start this Green Revolution and he was called as the father of Green Revolution in India. Clear students, so this was about the state of Tamil Nadu. Clear what you have to remember in Tamil Nadu? Tamil Nadu is a leading producer of millets, corn, oilseed, sugarcane, and it is the second and the biggest producer of rice in India. Clear? And the crops are grown in three steps: Koruvali, Thaladi, and Samba. And the Green Revolution, father of Green Revolution, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan also belonged to the Tamil Nadu. Clear students? So this was about the Tamil Nadu states. Now we move towards the next state, that is Punjab. How? Because here in as in Tamil Nadu, rice is grown in Punjab, wheat is grown. Yes, and every day we are eating wheat. Wheat yani gehu. Yes, in the morning also, in the noon also, and bread. Everything is made from this wheat flour only. Punjab is in North India. You all know Punjab. Above Rajasthan, we have Haryana and then Punjab. The principal crops of the state of Punjab are barley, wheat, paddy, maize, and sugarcane. The fodder crops grown in the states are bajra and jowar. Fodder crops means from which we get fodder yani chara, and for the cattle. So that is fodder crops. So which are bajra and jowar. Green fodder is very popular with the farmers for seeding milch cat for feeding milch cat. Milch cattle. Milch cattle means cattle which give us milk. So which cattle give milk? Cow, buffalo, goat. Yes, these are milk catcher. Buffalo, they are giving us milk. So milk giving animals are called as milch cattle. Clear students? What is milch cattle? Animals giving milk are called as milch cattle. And this green fodder is very useful for these cattle. The main source of irrigation in Punjab are canals and tube wells. Yes. How they get water for the crops? Because rain is only for 4 months. So they get water through canals and tube wells. The economy of the state of Punjab depends primarily on upon agriculture. Yes. People here are totally dependent on agriculture. There are two main harvests in the year, that is Rabi and Kharif. Rabi crops or the spring harvest consists of wheat, gram, barley, some oilseeds. fodder crops, potatoes, winter vegetables. So students, how you have to you can easily remember. Hmm? These rabi are the winter crops and kharif are the summer crops. Kharif or autumn harvest comprises rice, maize, sugarcane, cotton, pulses other than gram and peas, bajra, jowar, and vegetables like chilies, onions, and gourds. Gourd yani lucky. The two systems of cropping are practiced in the state, namely Dofasli Harsla and Ikfosli Harsla. Dofasli Harsla means two harvests in a period of 12 months, while Ek Fasli Harsla means single crop in a year. So, they are doing two types of cropping, two types of crop they are growing. That is, Dofasli Harsla means two types of uh, crops they are growing, and sometimes एक फसली मतलब single crop is also been grown in a year. So sometimes they grow two types of crops in 12 months and sometimes one type of crop in a year, students. So this was about the growing crops. Clear, students? Growing of crops in Punjab. Why Punjab? Only we are studying about the two states. One state from the North India and one state from the Southern India. So Southern India we studied about Tamil Nadu, and for Northern India we studied the Punjab, because there also plenty of crops have been growing. Now we move toward the agriculture today. What is the condition of agriculture today in the present time? How the cropping is being done? Post independence and fire plants were established to bring green revolution and make India self-sufficient in crop production. Yes. Post independence means after independence, students. Before independence, British were ruling, so we had nothing to develop. But after independence, India got independent from British. The government of India started fire plants to establish green revolution, make India self-sufficient in crops. Self-sufficient means it did not have to depend on other countries for crop growing. That is self-sufficient crop production. Today, India has evolved greatly, and the present condition is that India has developed much. Now, it is not dependent on any of the country for the crop growing. The farmers use tractors instead of conventional plows. Yes. Now, in India, also farmers have started using modern tools and methods. They have provided good seeds and fertilizers by the government. Yes, government also provide a great help in providing better chemicals, fertilizers, and seeds for growing. Machines are employed for sowing, reaping, and harvesting. As in foreign countries, everything is done by the machines. Same thing has been started in India. Machines are there for sowing the seeds, reaping, and harvesting. Now the farmers don't have to toil day and night very hard. All this has contributed to the growth of agriculture in India. Yes. See, everything is machine made. Government also provides them good seeds, fertilizers, and takes the interest. So the condition of farmer has been improving, and the condition of agriculture growing in India has also improved on large scale, students. So this was about the agriculture soil formation in India.